new Honda CB500X. I've had the bike 2 weeks now, put about 400 kilometers on it, and today we're testing the audio on my GoPro 8 to see if you can hear it while I'm riding. Now I was originally going to go up to Luther Marsh, but not enough time this afternoon to ride up there, so we're just going to head up the Grand River for an hour and then turn around and come home. So if you look at my channel, Midlife Explorer, the whole idea behind this channel really was, I started it COVID-19 hit last March, so my first video was in April, and it's really just me documenting what I'm doing to keep busy during lockdown. And believe it or not, we are still in lockdown. We are in our third lockdown now. It's been going on for a couple of months. We won't get out technically until the 14th of June. That doesn't mean there aren't plenty of things to do. And that's the whole idea behind Midlife Explorer, is just all of the various different things I have done over the past 16 months during this whole COVID thing, and obviously riding my bike is one of them. So when they started to announce that we were getting locked down, I basically went out and bought myself a kayak, an e-bike, and a Kawasaki Versys 300X. That was the bike I rode last year. I had a lot of fun on that bike, actually. I really like it. It reminded me of an old XT350 dirt bike that I used to have when I was younger. I used to take that old 350 down to Nova Scotia every summer and ride it all over the skidder trails and hydro trails in Nova Scotia. So that Kawasaki 300 Versys was a very, very close reminder of what that 350 used to be. And actually the Kawi had a lot more horsepower than the old Yamaha did. So it was much more capable on the highway, and actually it was pretty good off-road as well. Now I haven't really had a chance to take the CB500 yet off-road, and I'm probably not going to until I actually get this thing protected properly. I've got some decent tires on it now, and I've got my spark busters on there. I'm waiting to install a good skid plate, some crash guards, and once I've got this thing protected, we'll go see what it's like off-road. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to go to Luther Marsh today, because that's a pretty good place to start, at least anyway, because I know what it's like up there, and the trails up there are pretty safe. They're really just dirt roads. So that was basically the plan for today, but we're just going to go for a ride because I don't have enough time to get there and back, and we're going to actually test the helmet audio with my new GoPro mount. It's got a rear-facing camera. We're going to see whether or not I can get away with this rather than my actually installing a microphone in the helmet, because if I've got a microphone in the helmet, you're going to be listening to my music too. So if you can hear a little bit of the music in the background and you're wondering how I'm listening to my music, I actually have a Domio helmet mounted speaker. And they also have a communication system, but this is just a speaker. Had this one for a year as well. I've actually been using it for a while. You know, first impressions of the actual Domio are pretty good. It's decent up to about 80 kilometers an hour. Highway speed, can't really hear the music. So I probably wouldn't buy another one because, you know, I tend to spend a lot of my time up above 80 kilometers an hour, and I could just about hear the music at 80 or 90. It's certainly better than putting in iPod or earbuds, I should say, or sticking anything in your ear for that matter, because the good thing about the Domio is I think it's a safe system because I can still hear what's going on outside of my helmet. Whereas when you put your AirPods, whatever you want to call them, in your ears, I think they're a little dangerous, to be honest. I actually don't feel safe when I ride my bike with earbuds plugged got my new Pro Shot helmet mount system. I actually saw that Nora Lee from Itchy Boots has one of these on her helmet, so I figured if it's good enough for Nora Lee, it's good enough for me. So we'll see how this works. Hopefully I'm not looking too much side to side, because I also wear a chest mount. That's basically what I did last year for all my videos. Chest mount's good, but you get a lot of the front screen and the basic speedometer not an awful lot of the road. So I decided I'd try a helmet mount system instead, and didn't really want to put something on the side of my helmet, so this is a chin mount system. My GoPro Hero 8 here is actually connected to, I'm not sure what the name is, I think it's a GoPro Max or whatever. It's a GoPro official microphone mount. Also has the ability to hook up an external mic, that's why I bought it. I have been expecting that I probably will need to use the external mount. Now it does have speakers front and rear. I was playing around with it a couple of days ago and I had it hooked up to the rear. Hopefully that's the rear microphone might have a supporting it. Alright, so what do I think about the Honda CB500X? Well, you know what? I bought the bike as much as I love the Kawasaki, and I really did love that bike. I had a lot of fun on it. But I didn't really feel like I wanted to spend any real distance. If I was going somewhere on, for example, I have a friend that lives in Ottawa, which is about 500, 600 kilometers away from where I am. So, pretty much a full day ride to get there, at least 6 hours anyway. And the last thing I would want to do is spend 6 hours at 120 kilometers an hour on that Kawasaki. It's capable of doing it, but at 120 kilometers an hour, that bike probably would have been revving close to 8,000 RPM. And in order to get that thing going, you had to rev the nuts out of it. A lot of fun, but not for an entire day. And the very first thing I'll say about the 500X, it's much more confident on the road. Now that's partially because of the tires that I'm running. These are 50-50, whereas I was running a 60-40 set of tires on the Kawasaki because I was taking it off-road a lot. But the motor on the Honda is much more livable. It's got a lot more power lower compared to the Kawasaki, which tends to have all of its power really high out, up above 7,000 RPM. So for that reason, I do definitely like this one better than the Cowie. Now it's more money, right? So I bought the Kawasaki because it's less expensive. This was about $1,500 more brand new than what the Kawasaki was. I'm obviously happy with it so far, and once I get it off road, I'll be able to give you a proper opinion of what the bike's really about. right there, but does it really matter? Not really. So that's where we're trying to go to right there. Village of Mary Hill's got one of the prettiest churches around. West Montrose. Which is Mennonite country. Montrose, and we're about to look at the West Montrose covered bridge. It's the longest covered bridge in southern Ontario, and we're in Mennonite country, so it's actually a cool spot to visit on a ride. As is the case with most of my rides, we're following the Grand River. That's where I was on Friday, down at the mouth of the Grand River, and we're working our way up. So we're north of Waterloo now. You can put your kayak in here and literally kayak back to Cambridge, where I live. A couple of dams you'd have to get over top of, but the water levels are high enough to get all the way back to Cambridge from here. West Montrose. Now we're going to head up. We're going to go up to Elora Gorge, and then head down to Fergus, and then we'll start heading back after that, because I've got to take my daughter's soccer tonight, so can't train with a team yet, but at least we can get out and train ourselves.
I'm so tired of the same old lines we rehearse and rhyme but don't believe. Ain't it time that we speak our minds and just realize we're meant to be? Say you want to and we'll leave tonight. Say the word, it's up to you. But I think we both know how these things go. Just say you want to. Now I'm not sure what tomorrow holds, but we'll never
never knew you
know
could camp
unless
at
we
Elora
try.
Gorge. That's kind of cool.
So take my hand, baby, don't let go, and with a little hope we'll be alright. Say you want to and we'll leave tonight. Say the word, it's up to you. But I think we both know how these things go. Just say you want to. Say you want to and we'll leave tonight. Say the word, it's up to you. But I think we both know how these things go. Just say you want to. Now I think we both know how these things go. Just say you want to.
Well, there you go. One thing I have learned, even though I like to go fast, every now and again it pays to stop and have a look around. And I've been to Elora 20 times, easy. My daughter used to collect pop tabs for wheelchairs, actually, when she was in school. And she ran it at her school for 6 years, from grade 2 to grade 8. And every year, we'd come up to Elora and drop off the pop tabs at the Legion here. So we're very familiar with Elora. That's why I like coming up here so much. Kind of a shame things aren't open. That'll change soon though. Alright, now we're going to go up the river to Fergus. Still just as busy though. People everywhere. that is the end of the ride today. Looks like it's time to go back. Heather and I are going out for soccer, and there you go. Well, let's come back up in a car though and start flying my drone up in Elora and Fergus. I just don't feel comfortable leaving my bike. I learned the hard way with the drone, you gotta be down at water level. Lockdown, you can't really go anywhere, so why not explore your backyard, which is basically what I've been doing for the last year now. And I still find things that I haven't seen before, so you know what? Go and explore, you can still find stuff.